There is some of the most compelling evidence for extraterrestrial life has been captured on ordinary cameras by everyday people.
Ah, ya lo vi. No, y hay dos hasta arriba parados. Laura!
From military jets chasing mysterious spheres to entire fleets of spacecraft appearing over major cities, these 20 cases represent the most credible UFO footage ever recorded. Let's dive into. In Vinton County, Ohio, a biker named Rafael Torres witnessed one of the most thrilling and baffling sights of his life. That day, he suddenly noticed a strange black object flying through the air, a perfect sphere moving smoothly as it passed right over him and continued ahead. But something even more shocking followed moments later. 2 military jets were chasing it. In that instant, Rafael became convinced the sphere was something mysterious and possibly dangerous, something the military itself wanted to catch. The fact that 2 fighter jets were in active pursuit suggests this object was either a serious security threat or something completely unknown to the military. The sphere's flawless geometric shape and steady movement ruled out conventional explanations such as debris or natural phenomena. A mysterious object spotted in the skies over New York City has been classified as another unidentified flying object. Michelle Reyes, a passenger aboard a commercial flight, reported seeing a strange object from her window near New York's LaGuardia Airport. She claimed to have witnessed a flying cylinder and posted a video of it online. Reyes said she contacted the Federal Aviation Administration to determine whether it posed a safety threat, but she has yet to receive a response. Thomas Wertman, the Mutual UFO Network state director in Ohio, reviewed the video and offered his insights. He observed that the dark object appeared to be traveling at an altitude of roughly 2,500 feet and was close to the plane as it approached the airport for landing. Drones are not legally permitted to fly at that altitude. Was it a bird or a UFO? Mr. Wertman, who has spent years investigating reports of unidentified aerial phenomena, suggested the object could pose a potential hazard. He noted that the object did not resemble a conventional aircraft because it lacked wings and a tail. According to him, the plane Reyes was aboard was about 15 minutes from LaGuardia Airport and likely flying at approximately 230 miles per hour when the video was recorded. Last year, a farmer named Jorge Mendoza was inspecting his crops in a field near Yumbo, Colombia, when he saw something shocking, a metallic sphere hovering silently in the sky. The object moved deliberately, almost as if it were surveying the land below. Mendoza wasn't sure what he was looking at. For a moment, he thought it might be some kind of experimental device. After all, Yumbo, known as an industrial hub, was only a few miles away. But no company would ever allow a secret prototype to roam freely like that. What makes this sighting particularly unusual is the object's deliberate movement pattern, which sets it apart from typical misidentifications. Weather balloons drift with air currents while aircraft follow predictable flight paths. This object appeared to demonstrate controlled, purposeful movement, suggesting some form of intelligence behind its operation. Do you believe the metallic sphere Jorge Mendoza saw was being controlled by some form of intelligence? Let me know if you think yes, like me. On December 17, 2022, a property surveyor was flying his drone over an abandoned area in Porterville, California, to examine the site for reconstruction. That's when he recorded more than he expected. A mysterious black sphere appeared in the sky, hovering with remarkable precision as it moved slowly above the area. After some time, it descended and seemed to glide along the streets below. The man kept his drone focused on the strange object, but eventually lost sight of it. He was convinced that whatever he had captured was not of this world. The precision of the sphere's movements, captured from multiple angles by the drone, provided some of the clearest footage of unexplained aerial phenomena. Its ability to hover motionlessly before executing controlled movements at low altitude challenges conventional explanations. On November 1, 2013, residents of Houston, Texas reportedly woke around 1 a.m. after seeing sudden flashes of light outside their windows. Expecting thunder, they were instead met with the sight of a strange aerial object. The craft displayed bright, flashing lights and appeared to spin while hovering in place. Witnesses claimed that police gathered below, treating the incident as a possible emergency, though they were unable to intervene. Moments later, the object allegedly emitted a strong beam of light downward, as if targeting the ground. The supposed involvement of law enforcement adds perceived credibility to the report. Police officers are trained observers, and their presence suggests this was not easily dismissed as a simple misidentification. The downward directed beam of light is also a recurring feature in UFO reports worldwide. suggesting either a shared visual phenomenon or a consistent pattern in witness descriptions. And before we continue unfolding this fascinating discovery, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Don't forget to share it with your friends too. It helps the channel out, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more awesome content. No one knows where this mysterious craft came from. The incident reportedly occurred on June 25, 2017, in Ixtapaluca, Mexico. A video from that evening shows a large, dark metallic disc with a ring around it, spinning in place high above the city. Witnesses said it emerged from the clouds around 6 p.m., then descended to hover over the area. After remaining there for nearly 30 minutes, the object rose back into the sky and disappeared. What makes this reported sighting particularly intriguing is its extended duration. 30 minutes is an unusually long time for any known aircraft to hover motionless over a populated area. The metallic disc's ringed structure also aligns with classic UFO descriptions dating back decades, suggesting either a recurring technological design or a consistent pattern in human perception of unexplained aerial phenomena. Reports from multiple witnesses observing the same object from different vantage points further add to the account's perceived credibility. On February 22, 2022, residents of Guatemala reported hearing a strange thundering sound from the sky. Moments later, 3 bright lights appeared seemingly out of nowhere. At first, observers assumed they were stars, but soon realized the lights were part of a single triangular craft. It wasn't moving through the air, it was hovering silently above the city. Many witnesses described an uncanny feeling that the mysterious craft was observing everything below, as if a higher intelligence were watching them. The object reportedly remained visible for much of the night before disappearing by morning. Although it did not reappear the next day, locals could not shake the sensation of being watched. The triangular formation of lights has become one of the most commonly reported UFO shapes in recent decades. What makes the Guatemala incident notable, however, is the psychological impact on witnesses. The shared sense of being observed is a recurring theme in UFO encounters, suggesting either a genuine interaction with non-human intelligence or a deep psychological response to witnessing something beyond current human understanding. A traveler on a flight to Greece recorded a video of a UFO flying near the airplane, creating one of the most discussed aviation sightings in recent years. Kerry Faridas, who filmed through his window, shared the footage online, where it went viral and drew millions of views and debate worldwide. Skeptics suggested the object might be a smoke trail from another aircraft, but aviation experts note that commercial planes follow strict altitude and separation rules, making such proximity unlikely. The object in the video maintained a consistent shape and steady position relative to Farida's plane, unlike dissipating exhaust trails. The encounter, reportedly around 30,000 feet, highlights how unexplained aerial phenomena can unsettle passengers and crew. The sighting has fueled broader discussions about unidentified objects in controlled airspace, moving the conversation from niche communities into mainstream media and scientific inquiry. This may be one of the most astonishing UFO sightings ever reported. In 2009, a group of tourists visiting the Southern California desert claimed to witness not just one, but an entire fleet of unidentified craft. At the center was a massive mothership, accompanied by 2 smaller objects that moved in perfect synchronization beside it. After a short time, the smaller craft appeared to dock with the larger one. As the witnesses watched in disbelief, the mothership reportedly emitted a brilliant light and vanished in an instant. The tourists captured the event on video, which they described as the most extraordinary thing they had ever seen. The coordinated movement of multiple objects suggests a level of organization and intelligence that surpasses any known natural or conventional explanation. The docking maneuver observed implies advanced control and possibly technology capable of mid-flight connection. This case stems from April 11, 2019, when passenger Lucas Kim was aboard a Jeju air flight from Seoul, South Korea to Thailand. During the flight, he observed what first looked like another plane beside his aircraft. As he filmed, the object resolved into 6 separate glowing entities moving in formation, emitting a pulsating greenish-yellowish light. They maneuvered in a coordinated way, then split into pairs and vanished suddenly, a behavior not typical of any known aircraft or atmospheric phenomenon. Kim, a frequent flyer familiar with aircraft and weather patterns, insisted it wasn't a reflection, a bird, a drone, or a cloud. Skeptics have proposed reflection from the wing or optical illusion, but the synchronized movements and separation defy routine explanations. Classified as a UFO, meaning an unidentified flying object, the phenomenon raises questions about potentially experimental or unknown aerial technology beyond conventional aviation capabilities. Do you think the glowing objects seen by Lucas Kim were part of an advanced or unknown aerial technology? Let us know in the comments below. Footage from a Boeing 737 shows a small black object flying inches past a plane's wing at extreme speed, leaving a dark smoke trail. The incident is considered one of the most dangerous UFO encounters recorded, as the object came within striking distance of the aircraft. A Dutch passenger on a Ryanair flight from the Netherlands to Spain filmed the event unintentionally while recording the scenery. After about 4 minutes of routine footage, the object appeared, and the pilot abruptly banked the plane, causing loud engine noise and sudden movement. Passengers reported the aircraft shaking and performing sharp maneuvers typical of emergencies. The object's speed and trajectory were described as hostile, prompting immediate evasive action. Witnesses rejected the idea that it was a bird, citing flight characteristics beyond known wildlife or civilian aircraft. The footage remains unexplained and has fueled debate about whether the encounter involved advanced technology or an unidentified atmospheric phenomenon. During a routine flight from Brisbane to Melbourne, passenger Christine Emanuel, age 22, recorded a remarkable sight outside her window. About 45 minutes after takeoff, while the aircraft cruised at roughly 3,000 feet, she noticed a dark, sharply defined object hovering near the wing. At first, Emanuel thought it was a cloud, yet its straight edges and opaque surface made that explanation seem unlikely. She briefly tried to wake her partner, who was resting at the time, but he did not witness the event. According to Emanuel, the object remained visible for nearly 5 minutes before quietly fading from view, long enough for her to capture detailed footage. The video drew attention for showing a solid black form at high altitude, where most aircraft appear in lighter colors for visibility and thermal balance. Aviation observers have described such an occurrence as uncommon, particularly at cruising height under strict air traffic management. Some viewers proposed it could have been a shadow or atmospheric phenomenon, though Emanuel maintained that the object's distinct shape and steady motion set it apart. The airline has not issued an official comment, and no independent verification has yet been reported. A worker in Titusville, Florida, recorded a glowing object moving across the evening sky near Space Coast Regional Airport around 6:30 p.m. The round, flat disk glided silently and appeared to emit its own steady light. In his video description, the witness said he had seen the same phenomenon twice before at nearly the same hour and location, but only managed to film it this time. The repeated nature of these sightings gives the report an uncommon consistency. Observing the same object at regular intervals could indicate either a scheduled human activity or a pattern phenomenon exhibiting intelligent control. Because the area is close to Florida's aerospace testing and launch sites, some viewers suggested a technological link. Yet the disk's self-illumination and smooth flight did not match any known experimental aircraft, making this an unusual and ongoing case that continues to draw curiosity. In April 2017, a passenger traveling on a flight from Spain to Germany noticed something unusual outside her window. She saw a disc-shaped object hovering in the sky at cruising altitude. Surprised, she began recording immediately. The object appeared to move smoothly and deliberately, gliding away from the aircraft before disappearing into the distance. The witness later explained that she was startled because no ordinary object could remain suspended at such an altitude without visible propulsion. Her quick thinking and logical observations add credibility to her account. The controlled fluid motion she described suggests intentional flight rather than drifting debris or a weather-related occurrence. While the disc shape is a classic hallmark of UFO reports, its recurrence across different cultures and decades continues to intrigue researchers. While flying over London, a passenger recorded a disc-shaped object with lights on either side hovering above the clouds, drawing wide attention from UFO researchers and social media users. The sighting stood out because it occurred in one of the world's most tightly controlled airspaces, where radar monitoring and strict flight regulations make unidentified objects difficult to dismiss. Observers were divided. Some found the footage convincing due to the object's steady motion and symmetrical lighting, while others proposed digital editing, optical effects, or weather phenomena. None of those explanations, however, fully matched its structure or illumination. The area's proximity to defense and aerospace facilities also prompted speculation about advanced experimental aircraft. This event joins earlier UFO reports in North London, deepening public debate about unidentified aerial phenomena and the need for systematic investigation. Do you believe the disc-shaped object seen above London was an actual unidentified flying object rather than a digitally altered or natural phenomenon? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. In 2016, a woman driving through Western England noticed something unusual in the sky. A large, silent, triangular object moving steadily above the countryside. It produced no sound at all, an unsettling detail, since man-made aircraft typically have engines, rotors, or visible wings. Unlike conventional planes, this craft appeared to be a solid triangle, with no cockpit or recognizable structure. After following it for nearly 20 minutes, she became uneasy and turned onto another road to get away. The complete absence of sound remains one of the most striking features of this sighting. All known aircraft generate noise from propulsion systems or air displacement, so such silence could suggest either advanced propulsion or flight at an unusually high altitude. Yet the witness's clear view of the object indicates it was relatively close. The triangular design without standard aerodynamic components challenges our current understanding of aircraft design and propulsion. The experience left a strong psychological impression on the witness, prompting her to alter her route after nearly 20 minutes of observation. Flight attendant Denisa Tanase, 36, employed by Wizz Air, reported an unusual sighting during a flight from Luton, England, to Szymany, Poland. While working on board, she filmed what first seemed like a window reflection, but, about 20 minutes later, noticed a circular pink flashing object moving independently outside the aircraft. Tanase, who had been in aviation for a year, said she had never seen anything similar. There was no turbulence, and neither she nor the captain observed the object directly. When she showed the video to the pilot, the crew was puzzled. The footage revealed a glowing pink disc, whose movement didn't match reflections or standard aircraft lights. Skeptics proposed it might have been light from her uniform, but she disagreed, noting its clear motion across the sky. A resident of Corby, Northamptonshire, Tanase said the incident changed her view of extraterrestrial life. The airline has issued no statement, and the sighting remains unverified. An airline passenger reported observing a shape-shifting flying object that traveled alongside his aircraft for about 7 minutes, allowing a clear view of its behavior. The white glowing object maintained pace with the plane, estimated to be flying between 10,000 and 30,000 feet at roughly 500 miles per hour. Witnesses said the object shifted from an aircraft-like form to a Y shape, displaying deliberate, controlled movement rather than random distortion. Some researchers of unexplained aerial phenomena speculated it could represent a plasma-based life form rather than a mechanical craft. The footage posted on a UFO forum sparked debate. Skeptics suggested it was a water droplet or light refraction, though such explanations don't account for the sustained observation or the object's synchronized motion with the jet. The event remains unexplained, continuing to inspire discussion about biological or advanced technological origins. Following NASA's 2022 announcement about studying unidentified anomalous phenomena, public interest in aerial sightings has grown sharply. Among the most discussed historical cases is Spain's Manises UFO incident of November 11th. During that flight, a TAE Super Caravelle carrying 109 passengers was forced to make an emergency landing after the crew observed red lights tracking the aircraft near Ibiza and continuing as it descended toward Valencia's Manises airport. The pilots carried out evasive maneuvers, and Spanish Air Force Mirage F-1 jets were scrambled, though the objects vanished shortly after appearing on radar. Claims about a prism-shaped alien craft with 150 witnesses lack credible evidence, yet the verified encounter remains one of Spain's most studied aviation mysteries. The trained crew's testimony, the object's anomalous flight behavior, and the military response have kept the case central to discussions of European UAP history. Pyramids have long inspired mystery, but what appeared above one in Egypt was even more puzzling. In 2012, a tourist reportedly filmed a bright object hovering above the Great Pyramid of Giza, emitting a focused beam of light directed onto the pyramid's apex. The video showed no people on the structure, suggesting the light targeted the monument itself rather than any individual. The location of this sighting adds particular intrigue, as Egypt's pyramids have been linked to speculative theories of ancient extraterrestrial contact for decades. The precision of the light beam implied deliberate control, resembling advanced technology capable of accurate energy projection. While skeptics regard the footage as likely digitally altered, it continues to spark discussion about possible links between modern unidentified aerial phenomena and ancient human architecture. Whether authentic or not, the video revived public fascination with the idea of extraterrestrial interest in Earth's oldest monuments. These 20 cases represent some of the most compelling visual evidence of unidentified flying objects ever captured. As technology continues to advance, and more people carry high-quality cameras, we can expect even more detailed documentation of these mysterious encounters. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Chichai Juz. In 2023, there was one unclear photograph of a glowing object in the sky in Florida. Then, a leaked video appeared from that same night, showing bright flames hanging in the dark sky. The light seemed to surround a strange object just moments after it was reportedly hit by the military. Officials quickly labeled the footage as a weather event and placed the case under restriction. But those explanations only made the public more certain that real evidence was being hidden. Many now think the single photograph and the leaked flame video are connected, and that someone with access to the original files is keeping the complete story secret. On or around December 18, 2024, a video surfaced from the Florida Bradenton area, showing two luminous orbs in the night sky being followed by a helicopter. The unusual sight sparked conversations everywhere. Was the military trying to catch these glowing objects? Or had one of their own experiments gone out of control? Do you believe the military was really chasing those glowing orbs in the Florida sky? Let's discuss in the comments section. Out on the open sea, a group of fishermen witnessed something that left them speechless. At first, they heard the thunder of jets flying above, mixed with the steady beat of a helicopter nearby. Then they spotted a strange object hovering clearly in the sky. Quickly, they grabbed a camera and began recording, capturing a moment few would believe, flashes of military fire lighting up the air. The unknown craft didn't make it out. It was struck down in the sky, disappearing in a blink. The fishermen realized they had filmed something extraordinary, something officials would never talk about. A recently released video shows what appears to be a Hellfire missile fired by a U.S. drone at an unidentified glowing orb off the coast of Yemen on October 30, 2024. During a congressional hearing, the footage was shown and described as the missile hitting the object, yet the orb continues flying. What is not confirmed, however, is that this was a full battlefield engagement with jets and a helicopter as described, or that the object was definitively an alien craft, or that governments are actively engaged in bringing them down. But this wasn't the first time military forces found themselves face-to-face with something they couldn't explain. Next, one incident changed how the U.S. Navy viewed the skies forever. In November 2004, off the coast of Southern California, pilots from the USS Nimitz carrier group encountered one of the most well-known unidentified aerial phenomena ever documented. For nearly 2 weeks, radar operators aboard the USS Princeton tracked strange objects dropping from about 80,000 feet to just above the ocean. On November 14, Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Alex Dietrich saw a smooth white oval craft about 30 to 40 feet long, compared to a tic-tac, moving in ways that defied normal flight physics. When Fravor tried to approach, the craft mirrored his motion and then shot away almost instantly. Later, pilot Chad Underwood recorded the same object using a forward-looking infrared camera, producing the now famous FLIR 1 video. The clip shows a featureless craft with no wings or exhaust, moving erratically before vanishing. The U.S. Department of Defense confirmed the video's authenticity in 2017, identifying it as one of several unidentified military encounters. The event stunned experts, as the object's speed, lack of propulsion, and sharp maneuvers seemed beyond current technology. But what if the same kind of technology appeared again right off the coast of another U.S. Navy vessel? Stay tuned. In mid-July 2019, sailors aboard the USS Omaha, a U.S. Navy combat ship near San Diego, recorded an unusual encounter with several unidentified aerial phenomena, including one later called the spherical object. Radar data and infrared footage show that at least 14 unknown targets were tracked for about 2 hours on the night of July 15, 2019. One glowing sphere was captured on the ship's thermal camera moving over the ocean before descending into the water and disappearing without a trace. Audio from the Combat Information Center reveals crew members reacting with shock as they tracked the object, which moved between 40 and 138 knots without any visible means of propulsion. The event was verified by the Pentagon as authentic Navy footage and remains unexplained. The object's apparent ability to move from air to water, known as transmedium travel, and the use of multiple sensor systems make this incident especially notable. While skeptics point to possible drones or sensor errors, no solid explanation has been confirmed, keeping the USS Omaha case one of the most credible and studied UAP encounters. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Don't forget to share it with your friends too. It helps the channel out, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more awesome content. And now, let's see what happens in Las Vegas. In May 2021, there were reports of strange and bright orbs in the night sky over Las Vegas, and the National Weather Service explained one string of lights as likely due to a Starlink satellite launch. They appeared like lasers shooting downward, followed by bursts of light flashing back up, as if a real battle was happening above the city. Another witness confirmed seeing glowing orbs hovering nearby. According to their account, one of the orbs seemed to fire at something unseen, hidden within the clouds. On November 20, 2021, a video was uploaded that allegedly shows 3 orange lights in a triangular formation above the Italian countryside, reportedly filmed from a train near Rome. Zooming in, the lights look like glowing orbs suspended in the air. The footage is soon shared online, where it spreads quickly and captures the attention of viewers everywhere. On the night of April 25, 2013, a U.S. Customs and Border Protection aircraft flying near Rafael Hernandez Airport in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, recorded infrared footage of an unidentified object. Using an L3 Harris WS-CAM MX-15 thermal camera, the crew captured a glowing shape rising from the ocean, flying across the runway area, then plunging back into the water and briefly appearing to split into 2 before vanishing. According to a report by the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies, the object flew at times below tree height, moved over both land and sea, and reached speeds of around 100 mph. Analysts said its motion and apparent ability to enter and exit the ocean ruled out common explanations like balloons, lanterns, or drones. The case drew attention because it involved trained CBP personnel, reliable sensors, and direct night vision evidence with no clear match to known aircraft. Local reports also mentioned air traffic control observing a reddish orb near the runway before it disappeared into the sea. Despite investigations, the object remains unidentified, with skeptics suggesting possible sensor or wind effects, while SCU researchers still regard it as one of the strongest documented UAP incidents. Deep in the wilderness, a lone hiker recorded something that would be hard for anyone to forget. His camera showed a strange craft slowly rising from the opening of a cave, as if it had been concealed there the whole time. Without making a sound, it shot straight into the sky and vanished from view. The most mysterious detail is that the hiker never disclosed where the cave was located. Either way, it leaves one unsettling question. Could UFOs be hiding right here on Earth, hidden in places we rarely see? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. It was 11 November 1973, in the rural village of Penteja, Sweden. 14-year-old Åke Leon was outside with a borrowed camera when he noticed a strange object in the sky and took photographs. He described it as a round shape that became more elongated and flat, as if it were a loaf of bread, with a dark spot on top. Suddenly, a triangular craft emerged from the larger object and flew away, while the original object changed shape and vanished into the clouds. Researchers examined his photographs and concluded no conventional explanation was confirmed. The case remains officially unresolved and is considered one of Sweden's intriguing UFO photograph incidents. The Phoenix Lights incident of March 13, 1997, remains one of the most widely reported UFO events in history, featuring formations of lights in the sky over Phoenix, Arizona. Some viewers think it could be the same phenomenon returning, possibly part of a single large craft. Others suggest it might be linked to classified experiments involving unknown energy sources. Some footage shows lights in formation and patterns that remind people of the Phoenix Lights, but claims of secret beam-type projects or a massive craft behind them remain speculative and unproven. It's July 2019, about 100 miles off the California coast. U.S. warships are engaged in military exercises, and according to the ship's logs, they're also being harassed by, quote, unmanned aerial vehicles of unknown origin. Reporters uncovered the story in April of 2021, and things got really wild when filmmaker Jeremy Corbell released this. Night vision footage recorded on a destroyer, the USS Russell, picks up a trio of objects that seem to fly overhead. The largest one is blinking. Whoever shot this video thinks the objects are important enough to leak the footage to the public. And if you want to explore more of the mysteries caught on camera, check out my video about fishermen's discoveries, where strange creatures are revealed. Click the card showing on your screen right now, or find the link in the description, and don't forget to come back for more UFO encounter stories. On March 9, 2022, at around 10 p.m., truck driver Nick Williams stopped at a westbound rest area in Sentinel, Arizona, and claimed to have filmed unusual lights in the night sky. They weren't planes, And they didn't move like drones either. The driver had seen both many times before, but this was different. The sight felt strange, almost beyond explanation. In December 1978, a series of unusual sightings, known as the Kaikoura Lights, took place off the coast of Kaikoura, New Zealand, shocking both the public and investigators. On December 21st, crew members of a Safe Air cargo plane reported seeing large, bright lights following their aircraft, objects that also appeared on both airborne and ground radar. Less than 2 weeks later, on December 30-31, an Australian TV crew joined another flight to capture the lights on film, recording glowing objects that seemed to track the plane for over 15 minutes. Air traffic controllers in Wellington confirmed radar contacts matching the visual reports, creating rare multi-sensor evidence involving radar, video, and eyewitness accounts. The Royal New Zealand Air Force and Ministry of Defence later suggested explanations like boat reflections, meteors, or atmospheric effects, but none fit completely. Optical physicist Dr. Bruce Maccabee, who studied the footage and radar data, concluded that ordinary causes could not explain the event. On March 5, 2004, during a routine anti-drug patrol over Campeche, Mexico, a Mexican Air Force Merlin C-26A surveillance plane recorded infrared footage of at least 11 unidentified aerial objects at about 11,500 feet. The objects were detected by the aircraft's FLAR and radar systems but were not visible to the naked eye. Pilots reported that the lights moved in formation and at times appeared to surround the aircraft, with 3 targets also registering on radar. The Mexican Defense Department confirmed the authenticity of the footage and publicly released it to the media. The case remains unexplained. Reports have circulated of a live webcam in Cornwall capturing unusual lights or objects above the coast. One blog article describes a white sphere-like object observed in August 2020, hovering and then swiftly ascending. Cornwall is known for relatively frequent UFO sighting reports. However, in November 2020, along the coast of Cornwall in southwest England, a live webcam was streaming a peaceful sunset. But instead of just capturing the evening sky, the footage revealed something unexpected. A bright orb streaked into view, paused briefly above the water, then shot straight upward and vanished from sight. Do you think that bright orb over Cornwall was an actual UFO caught on camera? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. In 2020, when Japan's Sakurajima volcano began to rumble, witnesses claimed to see a bright beam of light descending toward it. Some brushed it off as a coincidence, but others weren't so sure. Maybe it was a message, a warning to humanity not to push too far into space or face consequences back on Earth. In November 2014, a Chilean Navy helicopter captured infrared footage of an unidentified aerial object during a routine coastal patrol off Santiago. The FLIR imagery shows a flat elongated object with 2 hot spots moving near the aircraft, while radar systems and air traffic control confirmed no authorized traffic in the area. The Chilean government's CFAGIE investigated the case for over 2 years and officially classified it as a UAP for which no conventional explanation was found. While some analysts noted anomalous features such as thermal emissions without visible propulsion, the official report does not confirm advanced stealth technology or extraterrestrial origin. High above the clouds, a plane passenger noticed something that didn't seem right. At first glance, the shapes outside looked like normal clouds, soft and ordinary. But as the plane approached, their edges became clearer. Massive forms appeared to move slowly through the mist, blending so well they seemed designed to hide. That's when the passenger realized these weren't clouds at all. The footage left many wondering if UFOs don't just soar above us but might already be concealed within the clouds themselves. During a late-night flight over Phoenix, a passenger glanced out the window and was stunned by what they saw. Hovering above the glowing city were 3 bright orbs, perfectly still and silent in the dark sky. They didn't shift or fade, just shone with an eerie stillness. The video spread rapidly online, sparking endless debates about what these lights could be. Some pointed to alien visitors, others to secret technology. That night, Phoenix became the center of a mystery that no one could explain. In January 2015, during training missions off the U.S. East Coast with the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group, Navy pilots flying an FA-18 Super Hornet, equipped with a Raytheon ATFLR targeting system, captured infrared footage of an unidentified object in flight. The video, later known as gimbal, shows the object appearing to rotate in midair, hover briefly, and move in ways that surprise the pilots watching it. While detailed radar data connected to the encounter has not been fully released, the recording and the pilots' reactions drew widespread attention. In December 2017, the footage was made public as one of 3 officially declassified UAP videos by the US government, alongside FLAR 1 and Go Fast. One of the earliest and most debated UFO sightings on film took place on August 15, 1950, in Great Falls, Montana. Nick Mariana, general manager of the Great Falls Electrics baseball team, was inspecting Legion Stadium when he noticed a flash in the sky. He and his secretary, Virginia Ronick, saw 2 bright metallic objects rotating slowly as they passed overhead. Mariana estimated their speed between 200 and 400 mph, and witnesses said the discs were about 50 feet wide and 150 feet apart. He ran to his car, grabbed his 16mm movie camera, and filmed around 16 seconds of footage that later became known as the Montana Film. The U.S. Air Force analyzed the footage at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and Project Grudge initially suggested the lights were reflections from 2 nearby F-94 jets. Later reviews, including one by engineer Robert M. L. Baker Jr., rejected simple explanations like aircraft or birds, calling the case unidentifiable. Mariana also claimed keyframes had been removed before the film was returned, though the Air Force denied it. Decades later, the Great Falls footage remains an enduring mystery and a cornerstone in early UFO research. A leaked video, said to come from deep within Area 51, has caught global attention. The footage appears to reveal a vast hangar, not filled with aircraft, but with massive spacecraft seemingly under construction. Workers in protective suits move around the towering structures, as if it's just another day on the job. Watching it feels less like a casual leak, and more like a rare glimpse into something the public was never meant to see. Whether genuine or fabricated, the video has reignited long-standing debates. The skies over Ocean City became chaotic when a triangle-shaped object sped across the horizon. It wasn't alone. Military jets were seen chasing closely behind. A shocked witness pulled out his phone to record the unbelievable moment before the strange craft disappeared. The video clearly shows it wasn't an ordinary drone or any known aircraft. Many viewers quickly labeled it a UFO. Yet, as in many other cases, officials will probably offer a simple explanation that hides the deeper truth. For now, this footage stands as one of the clearest pieces of evidence that something unexplained is happening above us. These 25 encounters represent just a fraction of the documented evidence for unidentified aerial phenomena that challenge our understanding of what's possible in terms of technology and intelligence. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you for joining this exploration of the most compelling UFO encounters ever captured on camera. The evidence speaks for itself, and the implications will continue to unfold as we advance into an era of unprecedented transparency and discovery. In a forest in West Virginia, a tourist's camera recorded a disturbing discovery that puzzled investigators for years. Deep in the woods lay a weathered, abandoned UFO with an alien design, etched markings, and a damaged hull exposing unidentifiable internal components. As the tourist moved closer, a strange non-human creature appeared near the wreckage, with an elongated body, unnaturally bent limbs, and shifting skin. While attempting to document the encounter, the creature suddenly lunged at him. The camera fell to the forest floor and went dark. The tourist was never found. Authorities later recovered the damaged camera. Its footage remains disputed, ending with a violent blur before blackness. On June 22, 2024, residents across London reported an extraordinary sight beneath a low-hanging moon. What began as an ordinary evening quickly changed as witnesses from multiple boroughs observed the same unidentified flying object moving steadily across the night sky. The object traveled at a consistent speed and altitude, showing controlled motion unlike stars or satellites. Dozens of videos also appeared to show a massive wire-like structure stretching across the moon's surface, visible from different locations. Astronomers were unable to explain the phenomenon, and the synchronized sightings made it one of the most thoroughly documented mass events in recent history. A group of friends set out for a routine weekend trip to a popular riverside camping and fishing area. But their outing quickly turned strange. Scattered throughout the shallow river and along the rocky bank were black metal fragments glinting in the sunlight. At first they suspected an aircraft crash, yet the material appeared too smooth and uniform to match conventional planes. Some pieces bore unfamiliar symbols, and the edges looked precisely cut rather than torn. Local rumors suggested a possible UFO crash. Uneasy, the group left the site. Later officials found no records of missing aircraft, deepening the mystery surrounding the river debris. In 2024, a tourist in Mexico was filming mountain scenery when his attention was drawn to something unusual in the sky. The region was known for reports of aerial phenomena, and this site seemed to fit those stories. A small glowing orb appeared and began descending with a controlled descent, unlike a drone or balloon. As it drew closer, it pulsed with shifting light and followed a precise path toward the mountains. The object suddenly accelerated and disappeared behind the peaks. At that exact moment, the tourist's camera shut off despite a full battery. Later inspections found no malfunction, deepening the mystery. A leaked video online showed a disturbing scene in a remote forest, sparking debate over its authenticity. The footage, seemingly shot with professional equipment, revealed a strange being lying restrained on a stretcher. It had a thin body, gray skin, a large pointed head, and oversized black eyes without visible pupils. Yellow restraints held it in place as armed soldiers stood guard, their faces obscured, suggesting a secured recovery operation. The video ended abruptly, fueling speculation of a nearby crash and raising questions about government involvement and the fate of the being. Did you like this video? Don't just stop at the like button. If you're watching on your phone, hit that hype too. Witnesses reported a remarkable UFO sighting along the coastline, marking one of the most unusual maritime encounters in recent years. The region was already known for unexplained activity, but this event stood out for its clarity and low altitude. A flying saucer-like craft traveled just 20 to 30 feet above the waves, maintaining a steady height while adjusting to the ocean's surface. Its metallic body reflected in the water as it moved silently along the shore. The waves beneath it formed circular disturbances, and beachgoers felt vibrations in the air. The sighting prompted collaboration between marine biologists and UFO researchers, fueling speculation about underwater activity near coastlines. During a routine archaeological survey in a remote, inaccessible region, an explorer uncovered a startling discovery in a dry, rocky area where erosion had exposed buried remains. A massive, oddly shaped skull lay partially embedded in sediment, unlike any known animal in scientific records. The size suggested a being 8 to 10 feet tall, with unusually dense bone and an enormous cranial capacity. Tests on collected samples were inconclusive, with some indicating an age predating known human civilization, leaving the skull's origin unexplained. What do you think? Do you believe that aliens exist? Let us know in the comments below. Two hikers encountered a shocking sight during a familiar afternoon hike under clear skies. Above the ridgeline hovered a black disc-shaped craft with a raised center and a smooth, light-absorbing surface. Below it floated a silent oval object that rotated slowly and held position without visible support. As one hiker cautiously approached, the smaller object turned toward him, and a low vibration was felt through the ground. Their shaky footage shows both objects hovering for several minutes before rising straight up at extreme speed and vanishing. A resident filming the skyline at sunset captured something unexpected near the Space Needle. A fast-moving object streaked across the sky, visible only when the high frame rate footage was reviewed. The craft executed sharp turns and instant direction changes, impossible for conventional aircraft. In slowed footage, it appeared sleek and metallic, with no wings or control surfaces, moving silently between buildings. Experts later analyzed the video and found no signs of manipulation. Its interaction with light and its passage behind structures confirmed it was a physical object, not an illusion, drawing major attention from local media and researchers. While filming a city skyline from a helicopter during a routine news assignment, a reporter and officials spotted something unusual on a clear day. A fast-moving object appeared behind tall buildings, then vanished at extreme speed without a sonic boom. It reappeared elsewhere moments later, prompting officials to launch a drone in pursuit. The object easily outpaced the drone, accelerating upward and disappearing into the atmosphere. Aviation experts reviewed it, but found no conventional explanation, citing the object's speed, maneuverability, and apparent awareness. The segment became one of the most viewed news clips of the year. In rural China, a local resident spotted a disc-shaped object hovering above a rice field in broad daylight. The witness, a respected community member, observed the craft about 50 feet above the ground, close enough to see details. It appeared metallic and mirror-like, with geometric panels on its underside and no visible propulsion. The object hovered silently before rising vertically, accelerating upward until it vanished into the sky. Multiple nearby farmers witnessed the same event and reported it to authorities. Officials documented consistent testimonies, and soil samples from the area later showed unusual magnetic properties lasting several weeks, making the sighting one of the region's most credible cases.